that are going to want to watch the review. So, I find hello, Snaya. How are you, darling? All right, so let's get going because we've got an hour and I want to really just make the most out of the hour that we possibly can today. So first of all, there's 3 of us here today hosting this. So I know I'm going to do a lot of the talking because that's just what I do. But this isn't just about like me doing all the talking. I would love to introduce you to my co-hosts today. So Zoe, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. I'm Zoe. I'm a rep for KBC, Kindness by Claire, if you haven't heard of that before. I run 3 online markets, and I've been running markets for 4 years, and I have learned a lot from my mistakes and mistakes other people make as well. So hopefully we can all pull our knowledge today and help everybody out.
Yay. And then actually, can I just say, Zoe was the one that kind of contacted me last week and we had a bit of a chat, and this is how this has all come about, is through me actually kind of connecting with Zoe last week and then, you know, talking about how can we help you guys as vendors and stall holders in expos and markets to succeed. So I'm really proud. I'm really thrilled that we have connected in this way, Zoe. So I'm proud to be your co-host, darling.
Oh, thank you, darling. I'm very happy that this is happening.
And Miss Claire Williams.
Hi, everybody. So my name's Claire Williams, and my beautiful VA is here too. Erha. She's got her cap. She's waving to everybody. I am with Sensi. For those of you who don't know, there's actually a few of my teamies here, so that's wonderful. And I run 2 online markets that go fortnightly for 9 days. I've been doing that for a while, and I'm a serial attendee of Expos. And this is such a wonderful platform that Ali's given you all to learn how to actually make the most out of joining markets and expos to get the most out of it for you, the group, and customers. So I hope that we can all give you some good value today. I'm sure we will. Oh, okay, Luke. No worries. I hope it's all okay. Yeah, so I'll hand back to Ali.
Yes, thank you so much. And you know, Claire, some of you may or may not know that Claire is a friend of mine. So when Zoe and I kind of put this together, I asked her if she wouldn't mind if Claire came in as well, because Claire does run her own markets as well. And again, the more people we can help to succeed, the better. So those of you who don't know me, my name is Ali Sugars, and I'm the founder and the principal of the Heart and Soul Business Academy, which is also aligned with the Heart and Soul Virtual Expo that I run. And I'm going to, as we go along this morning, I'm going to describe the difference between expos and markets. They're slightly different. But really, there's more similarities than there are differences, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So this is exactly why, you know, that Claire, Zoe, and I have the desire to want to help you guys. I know there's a lot of people here already who are involved in my virtual expo. If you're not, I'll show you how you can be later on. And I'd also just quickly like to introduce you to my beautiful virtual assistant, Parme, who is the right hand of my business. Could not do any of this without her. She's friggin' amazing, just saying. Yes, big clap to Parme, that's right. All right, so I'm going to get straight into the training today because we've only got a certain amount of time. You know, we may go slightly over the hour. Yes, there will be a replay available in the groups. But it's always better when you attend live, because this is when you get the chance to ask questions of us, of all of us. So as I'm going through the presentation today, you know, I'm hoping that both Claire and Zoe will feel free to chime in with any additional comments that you might want to make, because I'm definitely open to getting the help, guys. Zoe, you've been doing this for a lot longer than I have, just saying. All right, so if everyone wouldn't mind just popping yourself on mute while we're going through the training, that would be amazing. Thank you. And I am going to share my screen, and just bear with me, guys, just get the presentation ready for you guys. All right. Feel free to interact in the chat as well. If I can't, always comment, I can't always, what am I trying to say? React to your comments, but I will if I can. Parmaine, can you just please confirm for me in the chat that this looks right? We had Zoom has had an update, guys, and I'm on my laptop rather than with my dual screen setup while I'm in a little bit of a limbo situation. And it's not doing what I want it to do all the time. All right, thank you, beautiful Parmaine. Okay, so the reason that we are all here, guys, is for you guys to learn how to get the most right out of interacting and getting sales when you are involved in these markets and expos. Okay, so as I said, I know most of you are involved in one or several, or maybe expos and markets with all of us. So first of all, I just want to address the terminology. Okay, so what are markets versus expos? So first of all, markets. Now, Claire and Zoe have said that they hold markets. So often these are held weekly or regularly. So I know, Zoe, I think you hold weekly markets.
Yeah.
And Claire's got a couple of markets that run for 9 days each. They have a few days off and then they start again. Okay, so they're just they're almost like going back to back. And, you know, there's different ways which they run them, which we'll get into. Expos, which is what I hold, is a virtual expo. Now, I hold these less often, and I hold them for 3 days straight. Okay, the way I do it though is they're a very, very focused 3 days, and they're set up so you guys as stall holders have massive promotional opportunities. Okay, now the markets are absolutely also fantastic ways to promote yourself. The expos, they just run slightly different. So I run my expos 4 times a year for 3 days each. Okay, we've got our next one coming up in August. So that's the difference between markets and expos. Now the difference, there's 2 things I say, right? Stall holders and vendors. What's the difference? Stall holders in an expo. So I call the people who come in and promote in my expos stall holders. The reason is because just like in an in-person expo, they will have a stall, right? So if you think about going to an in-person expo, you've got your table where all your wares or your documents are set out so everybody can see them, buy them if they want to, or sign up to, you know, to get more information how to work with you. In the virtual expo space, that stall table, we call it a stall album, which is in the media section of the group, which is where I hold the virtual expo. Okay, so it's the same thing. It's where people can go to see what you've got to sell or what your services are all about. Okay, so that's why I call them stall holders. Vendors are really the same in markets. They're just anyone is selling their wares in markets, whether it's services or whether it's products. That so I know Zoe and Claire call their people promoting, they call them vendors. So it's really not a lot different when you think about it. Okay, so just so people do, because I know sometimes people get a little bit confused with the terminology. It's like, well, what's the difference? So sometimes today I might be saying expo, I might be saying markets, I might be saying stall holders, I might be saying vendors. Okay, doesn't matter. Just see them as the same thing. So I'm hoping
Can I just say something?
yeah, go ahead.
I think that the biggest difference between a market versus an expo is expos, it's very concentrated in a very short space of time, and you are very, very supported by the host of the expo in regards to vendor shout outs, sponsor shout outs, whereas for me a market is very much controlled by the people in the market. And we'll get on to why a little bit later, but it has a lot to do with all the interaction side of it.
100%, absolutely. Thanks, Claire. See, this is why they're my co-host. Love it. All right, guys. So I want to get in straight into how you guys, as stall holders and vendors, can make the most out of these markets and these expos. Okay, and the first thing is, guys, when you're going into these things, manage your expectations. Like, and I want you to. Some of you guys, like Penny and Claire, and I think Brad as well, have been involved in my virtual expos. Those of you who've been involved in the markets, I want you to really be honest with yourselves as we go through this today. And I would love you to think, okay, so what have my expectations been in the past? How have I, what have and what haven't I done to get involved? And what could I do from what I'm going to learn today that's going to help me? So if you haven't already, get a notepad and a pen, guys, because there is a crap ton of info that's going to come your way as we go on today. So the first thing, as I said, is I want you to manage your expectations. What are you going into these markets expecting of other people, of yourself, and of us as the hosts? Okay. So first of all, have the intention of making new connections, okay? And also not only making new connections, but connecting yourself, okay? So don't wait for people to come to you. Make the effort to connect with other people's, right? It should be, these markets and these expos should be all about connecting first rather than the sale first.
Yeah.
You're probably sitting there thinking, why the hell would I go into these markets and not want to make a sale? Of course we want to make a sale, right? More than one. That's why we're doing it. But here's the thing, if you go in with a salesy attitude, people are going to know. All right. So have the intention of connecting first. When you connect with people, that's when the sales will come. Okay. So don't go in with the salesy or I just want the money attitude. I see this a lot, not only in our markets, but on a bunch of other markets that we're involved in as well. And make sure too, guys, that your goal is to help people. Okay.
Yeah. I think the worst question that I get asked as a host is, can you guarantee me sales if I join your market? And absolutely no, I can't guarantee you sales. It really depends how you conduct your time that you're given in each of the markets. If you're not connecting with the other stall holders, vendors, and the host, then I can guarantee you that nothing's going to happen. You've got to sell you. People buy you. And if you go in with that attitude, as Ali said, it's not going to work for you.
Yeah.
I never go in with any expectation. Networking and meeting people is why I do markets, and sales are just a bonus.
Yeah, see, I like
That's
that.
right.
What do you say about that, Zoe?
Yeah, that's dead right. So many times I've had people they've had a week in one of my markets and then message me going, well, that was a waste of time. I got no sales out of that. I'm not doing it again. And it's like, did you interact? No, but nobody interacted on my posts either. People need to get rid of the mindset of, oh, but she won't, so I won't. I love
that. Yeah. And we're going to do all of that in coming up. I love the girls. This is why I'm so so, and the whole idea, guys, right, is the majority of us have gotten into business because we've found a product or we've produced a service that's going to help people. So keep that in mind.
Yep.
Keep that in mind, is it that you know, yeah, you want to make a sale, but you want to help people first. So yeah, connection and helping people. And here we go. Expect to have fun. Okay, make it fun for yourself, because honestly, I don't know about you guys, you know, when I came into business, I was so serious about it all. And now that I've kind of changed that, I mean, I'm serious about what I do, don't get me wrong, but I have fun in my business. Part of my brand is all about fun. And when I go into these markets, like, you know, I literally just did a live in Zoe's markets just before coming on here, and I laugh at myself. I have fun while I'm doing it. So this is what I love to see my stall holders having fun as they're and enjoying themselves. And that in itself, guys, is actually what is going to endear people with you. It doesn't mean you have to go on and make jokes and be a clown. Okay, but just have fun while you're being involved as much as possible. Okay. So let's go a little bit deeper. So I know that quite a few of you here are involved in several markets. Like, I'm involved in Zoe's markets, I'm involved in Claire's markets, I'm involved in my expo, I'm involved in other people's expos. So they're all going to run slightly different. So you guys, we all need to be on top of it as vendors and stall holders and become familiar with the guidelines and group rules. Okay. Claire, yours, like we've already mentioned, your markets run slightly different to Zoe's markets. Okay. Yeah. The rules are going to be slightly different, you know. And the one thing I did when I've just joined Zoe's markets was the first thing I did was I went in and I went and saw the post about how the markets run. So I'm like, okay, I need to stick to that.
Also, to the vendors need to be completely sure of compliance expectations within their own company as well. For example, Sensi, we are not allowed to do pay for play games, and we can't ask for sales to win, like to go into a draw to win something. So when I do games or, you know, something fun, I give stuff away, because if I start doing raffles and pay for plays, I'm going to lose my account, because Sensi sees that as disadvantaging other consultants. And so you need to be completely sure of your own company's compliance expectations.
Yeah, very good point, Claire. Very good point. So yeah, so just like Claire said, so make sure that you are aware of your own company's expectations, particularly if you're in direct sales, which I know a lot of you are. But do go in and check, right? Check the guidelines. And the rules, and please respect those rules. Okay, those of us who have set them up, us as hosts, we do them for a reason, and the reason is to help you guys to get the most out of these. It's also, you know, a lot of the time it's also to how do I put this, for us as the host to manage our time as well, which we're going to get into a little.
It's also, some of the rules that I have in mind are also to make it a safe place for people to shop. Like one of the rules is no messaging. I actually had one lady who told me I didn't know what I was talking about, didn't understand the follow-up process if cold messaging wasn't allowed, and her team would no longer be taking part. So fine, not a problem. Good luck elsewhere, hun. But people don't like it. You know, and if you don't like the rules that are in a market, just quietly leave. Don't have a go at the market holder for trying to make a safe place for the people who want to shop.
And it's at everyone tag. That drives me insane. I won't have that either.
Yeah, that's the thing. And like we say, guys, there's a reason we set the rules up the way we do. to help you guys. Because like Zoe, I hate the cold messaging. I can't stand it. I don't mind the @everyone tag in my own groups, but I won't do it in other people's groups. There's a whole big story behind that, but that we don't have time to go into today. So if in doubt, okay, all right, let me just say this, only if in doubt, check in with an admin, okay? Now, please don't just go, if you're looking for the rules, or if you just say to yourself, I want to know what the rules are for this market, I'll just message Zoe. Please don't do that, because all Zoe or Claire and I are going to do is go, here's the link, please go and check the group rules, or please go and or we're going to tag you in a post, right? Again, you know, this is for us to manage our time as well. So this is why only check in with an admin, or send them a PM or whatever you're going to do if you don't understand, you know, what a particular rule is about. And I'm just checking my notes here. Sorry, I've had to write little notes. I'm just looking to make sure. Yes, so
most of the time admins are also in the market as well, and when we've clearly put rules, this happens to me every time I go into a Zoom. If we've clearly put rules there, we have to manage our time as well. I'm very blessed because I do have a VA that helps me, like Ali does. But we still, when you're running 2 groups and in 4 groups at the same time in 1 week, our time's very precious. And so everything you need to be in and participate in a group is always in featured.
Yes,
there you
and
go.
we do have lives outside of our groups as well.
Yeah.
And for people like me who make things by hand to sell as well, crochet time. I was up till 2 o'clock this morning crocheting to fulfill an order. So, you know, we have other things happening as well.
So,
yes.
and like I said, so Zoe runs 3 markets, Claire runs 2. I run my markets and my academy as well. But I just want to stop here too and say, I don't want this training to be like, you know, all about us as admins, all about us as hosts. I want it to be about how this can help you guys.
Absolutely.
Right. But just you know, please only check in with the admin if you really, really need to. Now, I don't know about you other ladies, but for my expos, because there is so many different components of how the expos run, I provide training. So I have a separate stall holders only group for my stall holders in the expos, where I have in the guides, I have a bunch of mini trainings that are going to help you to do everything and set up everything that you need to in my expos. If it's provided, right, please use them. They are there for your advantage. The way my trainings actually came about is because I'm currently about to run my 5th expo, virtual expo. And the way they came about was after the very first expo, I found that like all the stall holders were asking the same questions. So it's like a frequently asked questions section, addressing all those questions that you're going to have. So I have trainings such as, you know, how to set up your stall album, how and why to invite people into the group. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head, how to go live. Some people come into these markets and they're not sure how to go live on Facebook. And that's okay. I totally respect that. We've all got to learn at some stage. So I've done little mini trainings on how to go live in different ways onto Facebook throughout the expo. Okay, so once again, the trainings are there, guys, for your advantage. So please go watch them. You know, and I don't know if you other ladies do any trainings like that. Not 100% sure.
No, I don't.
No.
That's okay. So yeah, so that's why I provide my trainings. But please, you know, for those of you who are in my expos, please use them. because they're handy. And again, you know, often I'll just direct you back to them anyway. Again, only message admins if necessary, because what I do now is if someone messaged me and says, look, can you please tell me how to go live onto Facebook? I'll go, oh, absolutely, I can do that. And I'll just go tag you in that training in my stall holders only group. Okay. But let me say this too, though. I am always open, as I'm sure the other two are as well. I'm always open to questions, because questions help us develop and improve our markets and expos for next time. And as I said, this is how these whole trainings have come about. So when people come to me with questions and it's one that hasn't been asked before, in my mind, I go, oh, that's brilliant. I'm going to tag that and just put that, and I'm going to go and record a training on that for the next one. Because there are a lot of, you know, let me just say, we're not perfect. And things get forgotten, you know. To give you an example, one thing that I did in my first expo was I was manually booking people's lives. I give everyone an opportunity to go live for 30 minutes each day in my 3-day expo. And I was manually booking them in the system, and it was taking me forever. And someone suggested to me what a good idea would be is to set up a Calendly link so people could go and book in their lives themselves. And I went, well, that's brilliant. Why didn't I think of that? Because they can go book in their lives. Not only that, it's less work for me. They get reminders via email and via text. Genius. And it's easy for everybody. So please, you know, even though we're saying only message admins if necessary, if you know it's a question that's not answered in the training or in the group rules, message us, because we're going to go, that's something we can improve later. Just pop in the chat if everyone's, you know, how's everyone feeling about this so far? Please feel free to use the chat. Pop any questions that do come up in the chat as we're going along. There are going to be, I'm going to open it up for questions at the end. And it might be that your questions are going to get answered as we go along. So if I don't answer them straight away, that's okay. All right. But as I've just said, we love questions. Now, I just said, guys, it is all about connection. So something that we want to do in these markets and these expos is network. At running a business, you know, I'm sure that you guys have heard from many people that, you know, networking is the way to get businesses. Now, networking, I believe, particularly in the last couple of years, has changed a lot. We've had to go online a lot, you know, and networking, I see it as more than just, you know, like if you think about the in-person networking meetings that we've used, it's more than going to them and throwing your business card at someone and going, there's my business card, this is what I do. See you later, and then moving on to the next person. Okay. It's more than that in virtual spaces as well. It's more than just, like, for instance, jumping on a meeting like this and saying, hi guys, you know, my name's Ali, this is what I do, come and have a chat to me sometime. Right? You want to open up, you want to talk, you want to let people, show people the face behind the business and the personality behind the business. So in that, get to know your fellow vendors and stall holders. Again, and I know that Claire, you have a chat, you open a chat for your different vendors. Yeah. Zoe, I don't think you do a chat, do you?
I used to, but then nobody was using them. So it was like, well, that's 3 things I don't have to do anymore to organise a market every week.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, if people were only popping in to say hi and then bye, that was, it was, for me, it wasn't worth my time to keep doing. And I haven't had any requests for the group chats to come back. So
right, cool, and fair enough, and see, yes, and see, I have in my expo, I have we have stall holders networking meetings, similar to this one, where all the stall holders will jump into Zoom. We have 2 or 3 networking meetings before the expo for that very reason, for stallholders and vendors to get to know each other. We have, as my friend Susie Manley would say, we have a moment when we can share who's who in the zoo, right? We get a chance to introduce ourselves. And when you get to know your fellow vendors and stallholders, it creates a sense of camaraderie in business, definitely, right? And this is, and we're going to talk about this in a little minute, is, you know, when the interaction on posts and lives, this is when it happens genuinely, because you get to know each other's businesses. You know, you get to know people's, your fellow stallholders' personalities in business, and maybe what, you know, what you can or how you can interact with them when you actually go into the markets themselves. Okay, so this is why you want to take that time. Even, you know, in a chat, in Claire's chat, interact in the chat. Okay. I don't have a chat. I have, like I said, a separate Facebook group. Interact in that Facebook group. If Zoe puts a post up, interact with the other vendors that she's put in the post. Yes, Claire.
That's actually the most important thing for markets and expos, is the interaction with the other vendors / stallholders. If you're going to pay your money and go into a market or an expo and just put your posts up or schedule them when they're going up and then not do anything else, that's not going to grow the group, that's not going to grow your network, and it's not going to get your name out there. By people interacting and talking to each other and asking questions about other people's products, even if you're in a hell of a rush and you haven't got time to sit and type, put a nice emoji or something in there, and don't waste your time liking posts. You've got to love them.
Yep.
But if that's why you're going into a market just to sit there and put your posts up and hope that people are going to buy off you, I can guarantee you it's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right. Thank you, beautiful Claire. So again, like I said, attend networking events if they're offered, book into them. Just like this one, make sure that if you see the events come up, make sure that you click going or attend or interested, because that way you'll get the notifications and the reminders to come to the events, you know. So it's really, you know, take all the opportunities that you're given, and they're a lot of fun too. Like I'm doing Susie Manley's 5 Foot Rope Virtual Expo. Tomorrow we're starting, and I this morning was in her networking event, and we had a ball. We had an absolute ball. She answered some questions that people had, and you know, we had fun. It was very much networking, and now we're going to go as stallholders into the expo, and we feel like we know each other. So it's all about the fun, isn't it? We feel like we can have a lot of fun. Like Claire just said, during the expos and the markets, this is imperative, guys. React, comment, and interact. Now, like Claire just said, when we say react to each other's posts, okay, don't just like a post. Facebook doesn't care about likes. They just go, yeah, okay. It's like, all right. So what that says to Facebook is that, for want of a better way to put it, that that's the lazy way of supporting someone's post. Okay, there's a better way to put it than that, I'm sure. But if you take the time to just give it a love, a wow, laugh if it's funny, you know, a hug, whatever, then Facebook's going to go, oh, people are actually taking the time to read this post, even if you're not, right? They're taking the time to pay attention to it. Now, taking that a little bit further, when you comment on the post, oh my God, not only are you helping your fellow vendor, but Facebook, the algorithm is going to go, oh, there's a lot of comment on this post. And guess what it's going to do? It's going to put the post in front of more people's eyes, right? It's all about supporting each other. So you're interacting with your fellow stallholders. Now, a lot of people will say to me, well, why would I want to support and get someone else's post to come to the top of the post, right, top of the group? Because as both of Claire and Zoe have said, when you support other people, guess what?
They
They
support
support
you.
you too. Exactly, Claire. So they're going, so it's good karma, everybody. So you supporting other people, they're going to see your posts and they go, oh yeah, okay, yeah, great, because you know, Ali just put a great comment in my post. So I'm going to comment on one of hers. Okay. And it doesn't have to be a big long line. Like a lot of the time, you know, I'll give it a love and I'll go and I'll read the post, or I'll look at a picture and I go, oh my God, that looks amazing. That's fantastic. Or I'll pick out my favorite and I'll go, oh, this one, I like the look of that one. You know what I mean? Or I'll just put a GIF if I don't have a lot of time, a GIF or an emoji, but something's happening that's classed as an interaction in that post. So I know
too, you go back and comment, like when someone comments on your post and they say, oh, wow, you know, they might say, what sizes does this come in? Always go back and answer them.
exactly, yes. And I was just getting to that. Perfect.
Sorry.
She's on the ball. See, no, she gets it. She gets it.
Can I just quickly add, I have a little saying, we're not competition, we are selling sisters. We're all on the
Yes.
same journey.
I love
We're not
that.
competition, honey. We're all in it together. We're selling sisters.
Yep.
Support each other, even if it is in just a tiny little way. Doesn't have to be a sale.
And Ali and I say collaboration over competition.
Yes.
Selling sisters, even though there's some misters.
I love that, Zoe.
Sisters and misters. Yes. No, anyway, that could be a little bit wrong. But yeah, so make sure, like Claire just said, you know, yes, absolutely react and comment on each other's posts. But when people are commenting on your post, yes, react to it. You know, give it a love, give it a wow, or and reply to their comment, because this is how you're going to help yourself as well. It's about helping others, but it's also about helping yourself, obviously. Okay. Now, something that I'm sure, I have no doubt that Zoe and Mama Bear see a lot is people, what we call is dumping and running. This is putting your post in and that's it, I'm done for the day. Or if you like putting 3 posts in and leaving for the day. Great. Okay, well, my post is done. I'm hoping that someone will see it, and you know, and then what I've seen, it honestly, it'll get you nowhere. And what I've had a couple of times is people coming back to me, as has already been mentioned, and saying, well, I didn't get any sales. And the reason is
no wonder
sales, because you dumped and run and you're not taking that time to interact with other people. And again, that's where the salesy feeling comes into it. Okay, so I used to dump. Look, I'll be bluntly honest, guys. My first virtual expo that I did with Susie Manley, and this is how my expos have come into being. My first expo that I did with Susie, I dumped and run. That's what I did. And guess what? It got me nowhere. And so as
sorry, Ali. It's like opening a shop with no staff.
Yes. Well said.
Absolutely.
So you know, just take the time. I actually have I've put like a meeting, an appointment with myself in my calendar at the end of the day, and the appointment is interact in markets, which means that, you know, and it's like a half-hour appointment where I say I'm going to go and, you know, I'm involved in both markets this week. So, and I'm going to say something about this in a minute, but, you know, I'm making sure that I'm at least interacting a little bit, if not on every post, just at least a little bit to show people that I'm interested in supporting other businesses as well as my own. Now, just a little caveat to that, guys. If you, like me, choose a specific time to go and interact and you know, react, comment, interact on posts, please be careful at the speed that you do it. The last thing we want to do is get banned. Now, especially if you have a virtual assistant, the reason I do mine at the end of the day is because I wait until my VA Parme has finished, because she has access to my Facebook account. So I don't want to be two people in there with the possibility of getting banned. Now, also Facebook will, they'll put you in jail if you react and comment too fast, and also if you copy and paste. You want to try and make it seem like you're not a bot, okay? Anything that you just go bam, 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 bam. Facebook's
inviting as well.
Inviting as well. Facebook's going to go, we're going to get to the inviting. Yeah. Facebook's going to go, that's too much too fast. She's a bot. Now, this happened to me in my last expo. I'm the host, right? And I got put in Facebook jail because I got too gung-ho. I was replying to one of my posts and I was doing it too quickly. And Facebook went, I don't think so. Facebook jail. I wasn't, ask Claire, she was there. I was not happy.
No, she wasn't.
Just be careful, you know, just do a couple at a time. You might want to put, you know, a time in the morning and a time at night when you're going to go and interact in the markets. And just think, you don't have to interact with every single post that all the vendors have put up, but at least let people see, and your fellow vendors see, that you're, you know, putting in an effort to support them, and that you're putting it in, and, you know, and like I said, karma, it'll come back. They'll support you as well. So, you know, like I said, if, and this is what I've said to you guys, be honest with yourself today. If, like I was, if you are a dumper and a runner and you're not making the sales, that's why. So please take note of everything that we're saying today. It doesn't mean you need to sit there a day in, you know, all day and do the reacting, commenting, and interacting, but you can come back throughout the day. So I hope that's making sense to everybody.
No.
Cool beans. Take up, guys, every offer that you are offered, right? I know, like Zoe, I was amazed at the level of opportunities that you offer in your markets, and I don't think you charge for them. I've got, holy crap, woman, I couldn't believe the amount of opportunities that you offer people. And so I've gone in my head, I've gone, why wouldn't I be involved in these markets? They're incredible. Claire, you offer a bunch of different opportunities as well, you know, in how the vendors can be involved. So use all your posting opportunities, right? I think, Claire, you do 3 posts a day.
And a live if they want one.
Zoe, you do 3 posts a day and a live as well, or is it the live?
No, just the 3 posts. They can mix it up to however they want to use that.
Yeah, and see, this is what we mean, guys, in being, you know, making sure that you're clear with the rules. So yeah, so it's a little bit different. You can see in my expo, I allow 3 different posts plus a live. Okay. So I say to all my stallholders, use all those posting opportunities if you can throughout the day. Some people do them all at once, 1, 2, 3, because they've got to go to a day job. Absolutely fine, no problem. Some of them, I prefer that we kind of stagger our posts throughout the day. That's what we do in our business. We stagger them throughout the day. So use them, you know, again, think of all of these as a way to promote your business and get people's eyes on you. And, you know, again, so the fellow vendors and stallholders can support you. I
just wanted to add that most markets will make you a moderator so you can schedule your posts. So yes, you can be organised, plan ahead, and make sure you do get the most out of your opportunity.
Yes. And I can't stress how, are you just about to talk about going live, are you?
Yes.
I'll shush then.
Claire knows, she knows. And sorry, Zoe, what did you just say? Because I had something I was going to say on that too.
Oh, sorry. When you able to schedule,
Oh,
plan
yeah.
ahead.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes, and you're right. In the markets, you guys do make people moderators. Now, this is where we differ slightly, because in my expos, I don't make people moderators, and no, you can't schedule in mine. The reason I do that is because the idea of these whole 3 days of my virtual expo is that I want people to search through the feed and interact. Okay, so this is why you can't schedule in my particular my expo, but you still have the opportunity to post 3 times a day. Okay, so I put what I do, the way I do it, and I don't, we don't schedule in our own expo either. The way we do it is, we put times in our calendar when we're going to post. Okay, and that's when we go and post. So there you go. So yes, that's part of using the opportunities that you have. So if in the markets you have the opportunity to schedule, use it. It's awesome. Now, and just a little thing on that too, if you want to be able to schedule in a group and you don't know, and you don't you can't, I know a lady called Susie Manley who has the software that's going to help you do that. So go and check her out and tell her I sent you.
She's got the software for everything.
So I've got the software for that. Okay, so let's talk about going live. Why would we do lives? Now, the reason, guys, is because you want to get your audience to know you, whether you're selling products, whether you're selling services. Let them see the face behind the business. Now, obviously, I am the face of my business. Right? So I'm going to go live as much as possible, and that's why you will see me live a lot on social media. But also, if you've got products to sell like Claire and like Zoe, you can go live and you can showcase your products, because a lot of people say, well, I don't know what to talk about, but you've got products you showcase, hold them up. I know that there's a wonderful person called Dean Shaw who will probably watch the recording of this. He's in I know he's in Claire's markets, he's in my expos. He does brilliant cooking demonstration with his Flavorista products. They're brilliant. And it took us a lot. Actually it was Susie who eventually got him to go live. But I tell you what, every time he does, he makes sales, because it literally makes your mouth water watching him cook what he cooks with. My mouth is watering just thinking about it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly, Kirsten. Sorry, Kirsten just said yes, especially if you're using the product too.
And Barb has said, I find a better interaction in posts and sales if I go live. Exactly. So that's why lives are so important. That's why the first thing I did when I signed up for Zoe's markets is I put in my calendar what times I'm going to go live. Now, Zoe, you don't ask us for a specific time. I know, Claire, you ask for people to schedule in their lives. I do too, but I've scheduled it in my time to go live, because it's something I don't want to forget about, because it's something that Zoe has offered us as vendors. It's like, hell yeah, I'm going to do that. So every day, every single day in Zoe's markets, I'm going live, even if it's for 10 minutes. It's some way for people to get to know me and the face of, or the face behind the business. But yeah, product selling, and I know mostly in your markets, it's product-based businesses, hold them up, show them, talk about how you got into what you're doing. There's so many different ways that you can run a live.
It's the best way. It's absolutely the best way to advertise yourself, and just be yourself. Like I said earlier, like if I was doing one of Valley's expos, I wouldn't turn up in my pajamas. In my VIP group, like all my VIPs know who I am, and they've been with me for 7 years, so I'm quite comfortable to do it. But lives, is, and Ali will tell you, you've got to be live for a minimum of 3 minutes. Hey, Ali.
Yes, you do.
Get people watching you. And if you don't do lives, seriously, you need to start doing them, especially with a product. It's the only way. I love them.
Absolutely.
I'm a bit shy.
Oh, bull. Just checking the message. Is there training on live? I've never done one. I do have training, Karen, in my virtual expo, yes, in my stallholders group. Exactly like I said, that's why I have that training available, because a lot of people ask me the same question. If you are given the opportunity, if you can, Claire's already mentioned this, but be aware of what your particular, if you're in direct sales, in particular of what your company's guidelines are. If you're allowed to hold competitions, hold them, right? Make interactive posts. Do giveaways, donate lucky door prizes. Something that we do in our Heart and Soul Virtual Expo is we give stallholders the opportunity to donate lucky door prizes. And every day, you ask Claire, like I'm like a kid in a candy shop with the spinny wheel. Every day I'll go live for about an hour. All my stallholders who have donated lucky door prizes, their voucher will come up on screen, and I will promote you. I'll talk about your products. I'll talk about your services, promote you, and then draw your prize. So it's another way. What's wrong?
Sorry.
She's talking to herself again.
I'm opening mail. I won a prize in a raffle.
Oh, there you go. See? All right. So there you go. Exactly. So make sure you take up these opportunities. Have giveaways. If it's in a post, you know, if in your own post, you're doing your own giveaway. If it aligns with your company, then by all means do it. But get creative with these guys. You know, you can be really creative. Something I do when I put my posts in expos is I've got little pre-recorded courses that, and in expos and markets, I offer 50% off of them. Only in expos and markets. Outside of that, you have to pay full price, right? So that's why, that's a little bit of creativity that I use. So make sure, you know, and I love the majority, I think it's about 95% of my stallholders will donate the lucky door prize, and particularly because in my expos, these are the most attended lives, because obviously people want things for free. Okay. The other thing though, is that what I would suggest as vendors and stallholders is that don't just enter the lucky door prize, or don't just enter the competitions, you know, with the thought of, I just want the free stuff. Okay. If you see something that you like, but go and check it out, at least click on the link. You know, if you see something that you want, go and purchase it if it's something that you need right now. Do you know what I mean? That's not saying that you have to buy each other's products, but it is if you see something that you're after, then absolutely, you know, like I might say, oh my God, I'm not a grandma yet, but hopefully I will be one soon. But if I, you know, if I was a grandma and I saw one of Zoe's beautiful crocheted toys, I went, oh my God, that would be beautiful. My granddaughter. Guess what? I'd really seriously consider and go and check out what she's charging and probably buy it, because it's small business supporting small business. Okay. Yep. So that's not a prerequisite, but it's just a good idea. I have actually developed the mindset of, if I'm looking for something in particular, I would prefer to order it online and support a small business. My Christmas shopping was done online last year. My kids got Flavorista, and Carly and McCann's, who was also probably going to watch the replay here, got her Flavorista and Middle of Nowhere Creations products. That's what they got, and they loved them. Right? So there you go. Now, here we go. We've spoken about this, I think, a little bit. You mentioned this briefly, Claire. Invite, invite, invite. Now, Claire, I know you have one of your rules is that you ask people to invite 15 people or something into the group each market. Yep. I don't know if you have that rule.
No, I don't. I do pop up posts every now and again in the group though. Like, let's grow the group. Sometimes I'll have a grow the group giveaway. So I'll donate something. Go, look, when we get to 300 members, you're all in the draw to win this prize.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Sometimes the whole invite thing can get a bit on top of people, especially when they're in 8 groups. Yeah. So I just pop a reminder up every now and again.
That's very true. And see, and that's exactly it. So you're running 3 different markets. Claire, you're running 2. I'm involved in 2 out of yours, Zoe, 2 out of yours, both of yours, Claire. And yeah, so the reason we get you to invite though, is because helping grow their audience, like the market's audience, is going to help grow yours too if everyone gets involved. Okay, so something that like I said, I'm actually going to bring this guideline into my expos, and I'm going to say to all of my stall holders, I would like please invite at least 40 people into the group. Okay, let me do that again. So if I've got 40 stall holders, I'm going to say to them, please invite at least 50 people into the group. Keeping in mind, I only have 4 expos a year. And generally it's about a month leading up to it while I start asking people to do this. Now, 40 people invite 50 people each into a group, and only 20 people each for each stall holder accept that invite, right? This means that the whole grouping in its entirety is going to grow by 800 people each expo. Now, that 800 people, while, 20 of them are coming for your audience, guess what? 780 of them are new people that you're getting yourself in front of. So this is why we ask people to grow your audience. And something, like I say, the reason I'm going to bring in this prerequisite in my expos is because some stall holders do invite, and I had one lady who invited hundreds of people last time and really helped grow my group. But there are a lot of people who didn't invite, and some of them were maybe dumpers and runners, okay, wondering why they weren't getting any interactions. So this is what I'm saying when I say take up every aspect that we offer you and follow the guidelines, because the guidelines are set for your benefit as well. So I'm hoping who's getting stuff out of this? Let me know. You are, Zoe.
I'm still learning stuff. Yeah,
You can never learn enough. You learn something from every one of these things you do.
Yeah.
And because everybody has a different way of doing things, and you've just got to figure out the best way to do it for you.
Or a different perspective. If it's explained a bit differently, it's like, oh, now it makes sense.
Yeah. But inviting is huge.
Yeah.
And this is a statement that supports that. When everybody gets involved, it's a better experience for everybody. So let's, as we, like Claire said, collaboration over competition. Let's all collaborate together. What was this statement you said, Zoe?
Selling sisters. We're not in competition. We're on the same journey.
Love
I love that so much.
Selling sisters and misters, because we do have some dudes here today. So.
Let's remember that.
Yes, because Dean's a selling mister.
Brad is here. I'm pretty sure Brad.
Yeah, there's Brad here.
Brad was in my expo for the first time last time, which was awesome. I'm hoping you'll come back again, Brad. So let's all support each other. Let's all get involved as much as possible to benefit everybody. Now, I know that there's some of you here who either are running your own markets. If you're not here, you're probably those people are so busy in their businesses that they're thinking of running their own market. So here's some ideas for you guys as admins as well. Okay. So maybe go live in your markets or in your expos, explaining how they work. Okay, so you only need to do the live once and then pin it to the top and to your featured section. Keep it there. And what you want to do with this featured section too is you want to keep it up to date. So you want to unpin old posts. Okay, because people are going to go into the featured section and go, holy crap, that's a lot of featured posts. I don't have time to go through all them. So keep your posts up to date, keep your pin posts up to date. Like I have just gone into my virtual expo and I've unpinned some things that I had from last time, because I want the first post that they see in there to be all about my next market, my next expo, right? Makes sense. So, but also I want them to see how the live that I did explaining how my markets work, because that's how you're going to get more vendors and more stall holders come in. So put it also, you can do put it in, that should say guides, not guidelines. You can also, there's a guide, like I've got a guide section in my stall holders group, and you can consider it as training if you like. Okay, so again, it's kind of addressing people's frequently asked questions. Tag new members in that post, right? So, or new members or new vendors. So Zoe, when you set up your markets at the beginning of the week, you might say, okay, so these are the people, or you can, because I know you do a post that says, congratulations to the lucky chosen vendors. And so you might want to put a link in that post that takes them to that particular live. Yep. Do you know what I mean? So you're making it all work. So you're putting all the pieces of the puzzle together for them. So you're helping them.
Yes, because people don't always read the information provided, even if it's in the post they're tagged in. There's my biggest bugbear. So yeah, that's definitely a great tip. I'm going to write that down on my notes.
And the same thing is too, is keep in mind that the people learn differently. Some people prefer to read, some people prefer to watch a video. I would prefer to watch a video. I'm not a reader. I mean, I do read, but you know what I mean? Like, I would rather sit and watch a 10-minute video than I would sit and watch, than read a book. I'm actually doing a course right now where I've literally logged on this morning and I've looked at the student portal and I've gone, oh crap, it's all reading. And and my head has gone, nah, I've just gone out of it. I've just gone, I can't deal with that right now. If they have provided opportunities for a video, I'm much more likely to click on that. So give people different ways of getting to know your stuff and how it all works. Thank you, Claire. Provide training to preempt any frequently asked questions, like I have mentioned with my training, so I won't go into that. The last thing you might want to do is allow options for people going live. So in my expos, I give people options to go live via Facebook and via Zoom as well. A lot of people want to share presentations when they go live. So I have enabled Zoom in my expos, and another one is Be Live as well. But Zoom is probably, if people are going to share presentations, Zoom is the one that most people are going to use, and it's probably the easiest as well. So if you don't know how, you have to enable that in your group.
Yeah, Lisa just asked in the chat, it needs to be enabled in the group first, and then when you go on to Zoom, you just hit more, and it says live stream, and you choose Facebook, and then you choose the group.
And let me say, you have to have a paid version of Zoom to be able to do that. Lisa, in my expo, that's one of the trainings that I have. I give you training on how to go live directly into Facebook. I give you training on how to go live via Zoom. I also give you, I think I've got a link to someone else's training on how to go live via Be Live. Okay, so there's 3 different options that you have that my training will teach you how to do that. Okay, so as admins and as hosts, I suggest that you give people options.
Definitely.
Now, that's the end of our training today. So I'm just going to quickly stop the share before I share any other of the details of all of our markets and stuff. Does anyone have any questions that we maybe haven't addressed today, or anything else that you'd like answered? Feel free to pop your hand up and we'll unmute you. We have got a bit over time, and I'm hoping that you'll stay for a little bit. If there's no question, sorry.
Can I just add just another tip for getting interaction? Is make your posts interesting.
Yes.
I see a lot of posts where it's like butterfly earrings, $5, and then a link, and that's it. And I was like, if somebody asks a question, don't just answer with a yes, because it's like, well, if that's all the response I'm going to get from you, not interested, sorry. Don't you try not to use photos that you take of your catalogue.
Yeah.
They're not very good pictures. If you've got product on hand, take a photo of, so it's not just a website photo or a catalogue picture, or make them interesting.
I love that, Zoe. I wouldn't have thought of that. Well, I would have thought that, but I see. This is the thing. I don't deal in products. I deal in services. So well said. Love it.
And a lot of people do it.
Mm.
And all you've got to do is pick a product up and put it in front of something, or nothing, and take a picture of it, and it has far more impact than just a picture from a catalogue or a picture from your website. And
yes, Barb, well said. Please don't use other people's work that they have created to promote their own business. This is why, and this is an idea for all of you vendors as well. When you are creating, work, Canva posts, whatever designs, please brand them as yours. Brand them as yours. Everything I do is branded as mine, and most of it has my photo on it. And it's not that, I think it's not that, look, it's kind of like the highest form of flattery in a sense, that people are then taking your work and using it as theirs. But on the other hand, it's not very fair. That person, like for instance, Claire has a VA that she uses.
Bye, Penny.
Bye, Penny. Claire has a VA that she uses to create, beautiful Roxanne creates her designs. And so when someone takes Roxanne's designs and then uses them as their own, that's quite unfair to Claire. Okay, so take ideas from everybody else, for sure. Take ideas, but please create your own stuff. You learned the lesson the hard way. And
Barb really did. Barb spent a lot of time creating some beautiful flyers, and they just got taken by someone who then proceeded to block her and ignore Barb's request. It's the utmost sign. It's just so rude to do that. You need to, if someone says to me, can I use your flyer? 9 times out of 10, I'll say yes, but you need to ask first. Don't just pinch somebody else's work.
That's true, yeah. And if you're thinking about that, just ask. Exactly. So well said. I used to have, back when I was a VA, have a lot of people stealing or using my work. I saw it as a form of flattery. I actually had a lady, I put a post up a while ago, and a lady said to me, I've just copied and pasted your post. I hope that's okay. And I said, and I actually checked, and I went back to her and I said, could you please quote me in that post, because I took the time to write that post. I don't want you, I want a recognition for it, type thing. And she all I did was ask, I appreciated that she came to me, she let me know what she did. She went and did it immediately, and no hard feelings. It was great. So
and like with us, Sally, we, like, our beautiful VAs spend a long time creating stuff for us, and we pay them to do that for us. Exactly. So it is a bit of a kick in the teeth when people just come along and take it and say nothing.
Actually, Claire, that was going to be my point too. Like, I pay a subscription for Canva, so that allows me then to get the better graphics, because I pay a subscription. And then when someone comes along and steals your work and uses it for free, that's a real kick in the guts, like you said, when you pay for your VA. And
well, we do. I mean, they love what they do, but that's another way of looking at it. And it's a bit of a bugbear with
I think the other thing to do is just remember that we're all really in business. We must all respect each other in business. So if you do see someone that has maybe taken your post, don't go gung ho and go, oi, you use my post, you got to take it down. Like, again, for want of a better way to put it, don't be bitchy about it. Approach them with respect and say, look, I can see that you've just used a post, my design. Either would you mind, I would prefer that you didn't do that in future, or I'm happy for you to do that as long as you keep my branding on it. Do you know what I mean? So if I put a quote up and it's got my branding with my Heart and Soul Business Academy logo on it, if other people are going to share that, great. Because guess what? It's still promoting me. But if they were to take my design and put their logo over the top of mine, I'd go, I don't know. I don't really, I would then go, look, I see that you've used my design. Would you mind taking your logo off, putting my logo back, because actually I took the time to create that, and approach them with absolute respect. Absolute respect.
And like if you look behind me where I'm sitting, let me move out the way. My website's there, and my VA puts my website on everything, and people take my website off. So I have actually started saying to them now, can you that's mine. Can you please put my contact details back on that? And
Barb, just to address, you said, yes, so you treat them with respect until they block me and continue using. And look, you know what? Some people are going to do that. We don't have control over what other people are going to do. And unfortunately, yes, that's going to happen. But honestly, if we sit in that, it's not fair mode, then, it's no good for our own mindset in business. And, you just got to let it go. I know it's hard. I get it. But most of the time when you treat people with respect, they're going to treat you with respect as well.
Yes, and word of mouth too. Like if you are nasty to someone, they're going to probably, I've seen it happen, screenshot the conversation, send it to their friends, check out what this bitch is saying, and then they go, well, I'll never do business with her. And then it spreads. So always be nice, always be respectful, even if you're really angry or you don't like that person.
That's right. No one wants that. So Karen has said, if we share a recipe from Flavorista, we have to write who the full credit goes to in our post. Absolutely. Great. I love that.
And they all do it. I love that.
Don't they? I've seen it.
Yeah.
So brilliant. All right, guys. So before we go, just thank you so much. I know we've got a little bit over time, but I just want to quickly share how you can be involved in all our different markets. So here are how you can, and my beautiful VA Parme is going to put the links in the comments in the chat as we go up. So, or if you've got your phone, you can just click on the QR codes. Excuse me. So beautiful Claire, she has two markets. She's got the Claire Bears Diamond markets and the Claire Bears Pearls markets, which are incredible. So you have the opportunity to be involved in them. And Claire, did you want to share anything about them?
No, I'm just like, anyone can join my markets. We do a regular shout out every fortnight for the week coming up. And I just want to be involved in Zoe's now.
Oh, do it.
You're welcome.
That's so much fun. I've had a ball. Okay, so that's how you can be involved in Claire's markets. As I said, the links have just gone up into the chat. And this is how you, so Zoe, I couldn't believe it when I found out that Zoe had 3 markets. I was like, what? So I immediately went, oh, what are they? And so I was involved last week in It's Another Online Market. And this week I was privileged enough that Zoe allowed me to be into her Aussie online markets. So there's 3 different opportunities that you guys have there. Zoe, did you want to say anything about these?
Yeah, Gifts Galore, just say, is not actually mine. I just do most of the work for my friend because she's, yeah, I help her out a lot with that one. Aussie Online Market's not actually, I don't own it. I do all the work in it. The owner of that market wanted to change it from what it was. He said, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, you take the reins. But all 3 of them are free. Call for Vendors goes up every Friday. and stays up for a whole week. So it's for a week in advance that you're putting your name down. Yeah, and they can be a lot of fun if you choose to make it so.
They are a lot of fun. I'm having a ball this week. Just go watch my lives. We'll see what a ball I'm having. Thanks, Zoe. And of course, if you would like to be involved in my Heart and Soul Virtual Expo, our next one, because as I say, we only run 4 times a year. Our next one is coming up on the 10th of August. So it's just over a month away. So if you want to get access to those free trainings in my stallholders group, which are also going to help you, right, when you're in the other markets as well, come and join us as a stallholder and a sponsor. There are only 5 sponsorship spaces left. Okay. Now, as a sponsor, you get a whole lot more. If you want to find out what you get as a sponsor, click on the link or go to that QR code and you'll find out what you get. But we've only got 5 spots left.
So worth it.
There you go. Barb, you'll be able to find all the comments, all the links in the comments to Zoe's Markets, darling. I'd love to have you come and join my virtual expo again on the 10th, 11th and 12th of August. And guys, honestly, if you've loved this training, so this is all to help you for the purpose of markets. Okay, now this is what I'm going to describe as basic training. If you want the really in-depth training, and if you want to have a clear strategy that you can follow on social media and every single other aspect of your business, I'd love to invite you to come and have a chat with me about the Heart and Soul Business Academy. We run this twice a year, where we've just started our second round. It's not too late to join. If you book a chat today and you book it within the next 7 days, you'll be eligible to get your hands on an extra $5,500 worth of bonuses, guys, right? You're not going to pay $5,500 for the Business Academy, trust me, right? But you're going to get the Academy plus $5,500 worth of bonuses. So again, you can just I think we didn't put a QR code here, but Pat May's just put the link to book in a chat with me. It's free, no obligation chat, goes for about 30 minutes. I get to know about your business, and we'll see if we're a good fit. We're not always a good fit, but we'll see if we're a good fit to work together, and I'd love to have you in the Academy, guys. So there we go. Let me just, why can't I stop the share? There we go. So make sure that you grab all those links. A bunch of them went up. What we might do in the record, I'll see what we might do. I don't know how we're going to do it in the recording, but if you're watching the recording, you can actually just do the QR codes. That's what we did. See, no one's perfect. All right, just before we finish today, has anyone got anything else that they would like to say, comment, ask, anything at all? Oh, Sophia, you're here, yay.
I'd just like to say thank you all for coming too. It's been lovely to see so many of you interested in growing your business by joining these groups, and they are honestly so worth it. You just got to be persistent and consistent.
And patient.
Patient. Yes.
And patient, connected, and get involved, I think, is what I say. And the reason I've just, I was so excited to see Sophia, because I have to say, Sophia, in my last expo in May, she's the first time she joined. Were you a sponsor, Sophia? I can't remember. No, you weren't a sponsor, but I tell you what.
No, I missed out.
Oh, get on it this time, girlfriend. Just saying. But Sophia, she got involved. She invited hundreds of people into my group. She helped promote the expo. Sophia is if there's anyone, anyone else who I know is all about collaboration, it's Sophia. It's totally just what she does, right?
Yes.
I think it was like, Sophia's in game.
And the lives that they all did together were incredible, weren't they?
Oh, that was so
the tribes coming together. It was just amazing.
They was so good. And Ingrid, Ingrid's VA has just said she'll pass the information on. Ingrid, please do. And just also letting Ingrid know, which I think I did that, we're going to put the recordings for this training today. What I'll do is I'll send it to the other ladies once I've sorted it all out, so then they can put it into your individual markets and wherever you want to put it. I'll put it in my groups, anywhere that I know it's going to help people. So, all right. So yes, we've got a bit over time, but never mind. I hope it's benefited you all in business. And I just want to say thank you to Zoe for, you know, connecting with me last week and helping come up with this idea. And also thank you to the beautiful Mama Bear for coming in and supporting us, Mama Claire. As we love you. And we hope to see you in our markets and in our expos, guys. All right. Okay. Have a fantastic day, everyone. We'll see you later.
Bye, everybody, and
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thanks for coming.